I want to welcome Agile XRM to the podcast. I've known the people at Agile XRM for the past 12 years. I've seen how their business process management tool can add massive value to complex organizational processes in sectors such as finance and government. If you have complex processes or a need for dialogues on the Power Platform or Dynamics 365, take a look at how this BPM tool can add value. You can find them at agilexrm.com or check out the show notes for more details. Welcome to the MVP Show. My intention is that you listen to the stories of these MVP guests and are inspired to become an MVP and bring value to the world through your skills. If you have not checked it out already, I do a YouTube series called How to Become an MVP. The link is in the show notes. With that, let's get on with the show. Today's guest is from Brazil. He works as a functional architect. His first award is MVP in 2023. He's passionate about technology and innovation. You can find links to his bio and social media, etc., in the show notes for this episode. Welcome to the show, Jimmy.
Hello, thanks. Thanks very much. How are you doing, Mark?
Going well. It's good to have you on the show. And you're probably the only second Brazilian MVP that I have come across. And I could be wrong there. I might get in trouble for that. But the last Brazilian MVP, I actually was involved in getting him to immigrate from Brazil to Australia. And him and his wife worked. His wife didn't. He worked for me when I was running a business in Australia about 6-7 years ago. No, actually, it'll be closer to 10 years ago now. So that's so that's my connection with Brazil, and I've got a good mate that lives in Brazil now, another MVP actually, Steve Mordu. I don't know if you've come across Steve, but he lives in Brazil as well. So tell me, food, family, and fun. What do they mean for you? What's the best food that I could eat if I came to Brazil? Tell me a bit about your family and what do you do when you're not focused on work?
Okay, so let's start by food. I love eating, so it's easy. I do like lasagna, stroganoff. We have a different stroganoff in Brazil. That's not the one that you usually eat around the world. And something that is from Brazil that I really like is feijoada. I don't know if you have heard about that. It's really nice when you are in Brazil. It's you had to taste this. It's really nice.
Tell me about your stroganoff. Why is it different?
I'm not sure what exactly you use in the stroganoff around the world, but here we use some kind of milk and ketchup, meat, and we usually serve this with rice. I saw that in around the world, it's usually we eat this with pasta, but here we eat this with rice. So that's kind of difference, but it's really nice. We put some fries together. It's really nice.
Delicious. So what about family and fun? What do you do when you're not working?
Okay, so about family, I have two brothers. I am the middle one, and I'm married, and I have two children, a boy and a girl. They are, the older one has 7 years old, so they are they are little, and we do a lot of things with them. So a lot of my time that I have that I'm not working, I am with them, playing with them, playing some soccer with my older one. It's really nice to have some good time, with your kids, some quality time. So yeah, that's what I do.
Nice. So I take it you're into soccer then?
Yeah, every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very common in Brazil. some soccer school. So yeah,
Awesome. Tell me about how you got into technology.
that's really interesting because when I first started college, uh, I did. I was a lawyer at the beginning. So when I was in the college, I was like, is that what I need? Is that what I want to do? And after finish the law college, I did not take the bar exam, and I started the IT college. So and then after that, when I was finishing the IT college, I was between, start working with Dynamics or work with COBOL. I don't know if you have heard it about COBOL language. Yeah. So I was between these two, and then I picked the Dynamics side, and thanks God I did that.
When you were at college, was is that when you were introduced to dynamics, or was it some other time?
I was at the end of the college, so I was almost done there, and then I heard about Dynamics. I did a small course about Dynamics, and then it was like a draft. We present some like a project, and then the companies just go there and pick the ones that they like it to start working with this. I don't know if this is common in other countries, but that's how I was introduced to Dynamics. So
Okay. And so which dynamics? Were you on the finance side or more the customer engagement side? What was your focus?
yeah, I'm more customer engagement side. So I started recording videos to YouTube because of Dynamics marketing. So this was the beginning of everything. And then I realized, we don't have content in Portuguese for Dynamics at all. So I started, creating content about Dynamics customer engagement, at all for all the modules that we have there.
This is interesting. I have a lot of conversations with folks from around the world that English is their second language, and they try to all create content in English. And I'm a big believer that you should create content as much as you can in your native language, because then you're helping so many other people in your area that it's harder to learn from English for them if it's their second language. And you with Portuguese, I assume there's not a lot of Portuguese content out there for Portuguese people to look at. Would that be right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that I start thinking about that. Maybe I should record some videos in English, but I realized that we don't have much content in Portuguese. So that's why I don't record videos in English. I just record in Portuguese, to help Portuguese, the people who speak Portuguese to learn dynamics, because we do have a lot of content in English, but we don't have this much content in Portuguese.
Yeah, so good. I love it. Tell me about you now are in this role of functional architect. What was your journey to going from learning about dynamics? What type of projects and things did you do to get to this point that you're now architecting projects?
Yeah. So when I started, I started as a QA, as a tester, and it was really nice because I was able to understand how dynamics works as the functional part, the configuration part. Because to test, you need to understand how things need to work, right? So that was really good. And then after that, we started some kind of development, and some develop work, then configuration work, and that's how I started. QA, dev, config, and now architect. So I pass it to all the stages, and that's something really nice because that's how I learned how I know about dynamics.
Mm, 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 mm. And
And
and carry on.
No, I would like to say about projects. I have been in a lot of different projects, different companies, different style of projects. So that also helped me, learn about dynamics.
Yeah. If you look at all the projects that you've been involved in, which one stands out in your memory as being a real highlight for you? That one that, was maybe your favorite project. It might have been, what the problem is that you were solving by what you were building. But what really stands out as a highlight for you?
Yeah, the project I am right now, it's a really big one. So I can say that this is the first one that I'm working as an architect. So for now, this is the most important for me. and then and yeah, that's it. That's I think that the most important project is always the one you are working right now. Even even that we know that we had big projects before and was completely successful, but I think the one you are working is the one that is the most important.
So, this project that you're currently working on, what industry is it in?
It is an IT consulting.
Okay. And is it traditional like CRM, or are you building something different?
Yeah, it's a CRM for the IT consulting company.
Awesome. Any other industries you've worked in outside of IT?
Yeah, lower companies, a lot of them. I worked with a lot of lower companies in Brazil. What else? Retail. Yeah, I don't remember the others, but I definitely work with a lot of them.
And so in each of these situations, is it Dynamics 365 sales? Is that the main tool you're implementing, or is it customer service or something else?
No, I can say that 7% of the case dynamic sales, but yeah, because every time we start with dynamic sales and then we plug the other models, marketing, customer service, but I think the most uh, that's it. 7% of the implementations started by the sales. In my case, I don't know if this is the same for everyone, but yeah.
No, that's interesting. How how do you stay up to speed with all the changes that Microsoft are bringing out, whether it be on Copilot or just the new functionality? How do you make sure that you know what's available to you, you know what's available from a tooling perspective that allows you to do your work well?
Yeah, that's a really nice question. Sometimes I keep asking to myself, how can I do that? There are a lot of new things coming up. Microsoft always bringing updates to us, new things, new functionalities, and it's really hard to know all this. But I use a lot LinkedIn's. I That's something that I think everyone should do. Just follow some MVPs or content creators because it's really nice. You can see what is new. They post everything. They explain how things works. So not only me, but I think the whole community does that. So that's how I try to understand what is new and what I can use to the clients I work. Because there are a lot of the new things. It's really interesting to use in the clients because they solve a lot of problems that we have, and that's why we always need to be up to date with the Microsoft news.
Yeah, yeah. Are there any tools that you use outside Dynamics, like XRM Toolbox or anything like that, to help you get your job done?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how my life is going to be without XRM Toolbox. That's really an amazing tool, and yeah, for sure, I use this like every day.
What's the main modules that you use from it?
You mean for the XRM Toolbox?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. There are some tools like book data updater, data transporter, fetch, XML builder, REST builder. So all these tools are, the best.
Nice, nice. So good to hear. So good to hear that these, and all developed by predominantly MVPs, right? A lot of those type of tools and functionality. How did you become an MVP? What was that journey for you?
Sorry, when was that?
No, how? How did you become an MVP? What was the process?
Yeah, so it was a long process, but I don't know if you know Danilo Siciliot. He's also an MVP from Brazil. He's more like the Power App side, and he has a mentoring program, and he asked me to help him, to show his students how dynamics is, the dynamics world, just to, because they are more Power App side, and then he wants to add more and let them understand what is dynamics, because now we can see some similarities, right? Because dynamics, we have the model driven apps and the canvas app, and they were like, what is model driven apps? This is really different from canvas, and what exactly is this? So he invited me to do some class there with him to show his students, and then after like some classes with them, like about 1 year after that, maybe you feel all the requirements to be an MVP, and he referred me to the program. So, but after that, it takes like 7 months to the final decision. So it was a long process.
My last question for you is around what's it like being an MVP? And even what advice would you give to others about being an MVP?
It's something really new to me, but I'm that's something good so far. Uh, you know, Before the MVP, I was just, how can I say that? I was thinking in become in be an MVP when I was not an MVP, and the only thing that we need to have is to don't how can I say that, you need to be to you need to have dedication, so when I start recording videos, I was like, I'm going to post like 2 videos per week, and I really did that, about 2 years posting two videos per week, and that's what you need to do. You need to dedicate, just look for a goal and go for it, and yeah, that's it. You just keep going, do not just keep going. You will reach there one day, one time, maybe sooner, maybe later, but you will reach what you need.
Hey, thanks for listening. I'm your host, Business Application MVP Mark Smith, otherwise known as the NZ365 Guy. If you like the show and want to be a supporter, check out buymeacoffee.com/NZ365 Guy. Thanks again, and see you next time.